What's going on, 49er faithful, 49er fam, 49er gang? This is your boy Niner Gang Podcast back in the building. So definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications so I can keep you up to date on any and everything San Francisco 49ers. With that being said, let's get right on into it. Yes, my voice sounds a little bit weird, but that's because every time there's a Niner game, I spend 90% of my time screaming at the fucking TV, whether we're doing good or whether we're doing bad. Morning, Mom. So I got a cup of tea here with me to kind of keep the throat going right. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I'm good as far as that's concerned. But I do just want to let y'all know, man, football is back, baby. Football is back, and we are very happy. I know I'm happy. I've been waiting for this all year long. I'm a diehard 49ers fan, but I'm a diehard football fan in general. So I love watching football. It's my favorite sport, been my favorite sport since I was a child. Shout out to my mom in the chat for being the person to turn me on to football. You know, she remembers this as a kid. She taught me colors. I found red, Jerry Rice and Joe Montana, 49ers. End of story. What's up, Dave? Nothing but love to you, baby. Appreciate you coming in, hanging out in the chat. So let's get right into it. We're just going to cover really quickly the league. Then we'll get to the best team in the league. Come on now, obviously. So let's take a look at it, man. It's been a very tumultuous first week of NFL football, and I know that everyone is going to definitely flip out and, trip out and show what's going on. So I am going to share the screen. As this thing goes, come on now. There we go. Oh, no, don't want that. Let me do this. Let's try that. Because that looks really weird. There we go. That's a lot better. I hope y'all can really see that. I know it's not really, really big, but hopefully everybody can see it. So I'm going to be on the other tab, calling out the games, calling out the scores. So Monday Night Football tonight, we have the Bills and the Jets. The cool thing about that is you get to see Aaron Rodgers versus Josh Allen, the new look Jets, everything, the lore and AFC East battle and battle for supremacy. All of that comes into play. All of it comes into play. So that's going to be a great game tonight. If you don't have anything to do tonight, definitely kick back. I got a Heineken in the fridge all ready to go. Definitely going to be watching some Monday Night Football. Nothing but love. I'll try to watch a little bit of it here and there. And then at the same time, still got to do a show with my guys from the Hive later. Shout out to Brennan, Forever Favorite Podcast. Shout out to Beto, Niner Sickness. And shout out my man, The Shaw Show, 49, a.k.a. 49er Media, a.k.a. Anshul. Hopefully he'll be able to be there tonight, man. He's out there recovering. He had COVID, so hopefully he's fully recovered and he's back on top. So the first game of the season kicked off. It was a Thursday nighter, and I told everybody all year long, I've been telling people before the season started, be mindful of Detroit. They are coming. Pause. But they are a team that is playing for that coach. I don't care what anybody says. Ragnow looked like he should be on the field as a damn linebacker, but on top of that, he's got that team playing the way they're playing, man. And I love every second of it. Shout out to the people in Detroit, man. Gives you something to cheer for. It's been a long time since the Lions have really been relevant. Even with Matthew Stafford, they never really became that relevant, and I feel like this is a better team than what they had then. Even though Stafford had your Calvin Johnsons and you had nice running backs and, LeGarrette Blount, all that, but it never amounted to anything. I feel like the Lions have a legit shot at taking the NFC North when you think about it, because the only real quarterback in that division that has any type of real experience outside of Jared Goff himself is Kirk Cousins. When you got, the Bears with Justin Fields and you got the Packers with Jordan Love, those are pretty much two unknowns. We saw what Justin Fields did last year. He's very Lamar-esque when he runs, but we've got to see him stand in the pocket, deliver the ball, all the things that you normally would do. And then once he's able to master that, he could become a top-tier quarterback, but he has to be able to master that first. And then when you have that ability to stand in the pocket, deliver the ball properly, and you can still run, and you're smart when you run like that, it only makes yourself that much better. So once again, Lions went ahead and shocked the world and beat the Chiefs. I love it. I love every second of it. Nothing makes me happier than to see the Chiefs lose. Yes, I am still salty about years ago from the fucking Super Bowl. Don't kill me about it. It is what it is. Next up, we had the Falcons versus the Panthers. Falcons came in, put a beat down on them, won 24-10. We had the Bengals versus the Browns. Now, this one was a complete shocker, people. I did not anticipate this. The Browns went the fuck off, okay? They beat the shit out of the Bengals 24-3. And there's a lot of people in the league that have the Bengals as Super Bowl contenders. I don't know what happened yesterday. I didn't get a chance to watch the game, but I can tell you this. You shouldn't be getting your ass handed to you like that if you are the Bengals. You should be out there breaking people off. Deshaun Watson, 154 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. Nick Chubb went off, 18 carries for 106 yards. So it's just they did their thing, man. And as you see right here on the box score, nobody scored in the first. And then for the rest of the game, the Browns were the only team that scored outside of the third quarter. Both of them scored 3 points, but the Browns scored 10, and then they scored 11. So it worked out, man. Hey, doesn't matter how you get the win. All that matters is the win, exactly. So next up on the docket, 31-21, the Jaguars beat the Colts. This is the first start, for Anthony Richardson. But the Jags are a viable team. They are becoming a viable threat in the AFC. They may be in the lower tier of the AFC and not at the top, with some of the other Titans. But I can tell you this, they are coming along, and they look really, really good. Trevor Lawrence has that team doing great. Doug Peterson was the perfect coach to marry him with, and it worked out well. Next game, Bucks versus the Vikings. So it's only 3-point win, so I'm safely assuming, somebody kicked a field goal or a possible late touchdown. Once again, guys, I did not get a chance to watch all of these games, but I am just reporting on the scores. So the Bucks beat the Vikings 20-17. Then you've got the Titans and the Saints. Looks like that was definitely a old school barn burner, 16-15. The Saints only win by 1 point. We'll skip over the Niner game because we'll talk about that. Cardinals versus the Commanders. Commanders lose a heartbreaker. Commanders win. Cardinals lose 20-16, which makes me happy because I already figured the Cardinals was going to be a dumpster fire as it was. So next up on the docket, we got the Texans versus the Ravens. Ravens broke them off, got them 25-9. I anticipated that. It's going to be hard. It's going to be an adjustment because C.J. Stroud has to adjust to the NFL, the speed of the game, and start to learn things. So basically, it's just, an unfortunate situation for the Texans. Shout out to Miko Ryans. Hopefully he gets everything in order there. And, the season comes along and they at least, top out at 500 or at least a game above. Next game, Pack versus the Bears. This is the AFC North battle that everyone talks about, all of the things that go along. So the Packers still found a way with Jordan Love as quarterback. Jordan Love, 245 yards and 3 TDs, people. That shows you he's the real fucking deal. Yes, it was against the Bear defense, but it doesn't make a fucking difference. The man threw 245 yards, had 3 TDs. He did his fucking thing. I'll give him credit for that, man. So 38-20. Bears lose that one in the heart. That sucks. Shout out to my boy Josh. Sorry about that L, man. But, hey, man, the Pack looks real. Next game up on the docket is the Raiders versus the Broncos. Another 1-point game. Raiders pull off the win 17-16. Jimmy G, 200 yards, 2 TDs, 1 interception. That literally sounds like a Jimmy Garoppolo game. That's the type of shit we used to get from him every year. Every game in San Francisco. He barely, I think he's only had maybe a few times where he's went over 2 TDs. So, hey, Raiders pick up the dub, in the AFC West battle. That's great for them. That's a divisional game, and that's one up on the division. Always going to work out like that. So next game on the docket, we got the Eagles and the Patriots. Eagles pull off the win, 25-20. We got the Dolphins versus the Chargers. That was a barn burner. That's only a 2-point win. So the Dolphins pull off the dub. Tua Tagovailoa. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, I'm going to have to call my boy AC and figure out what the hell happened. Tua threw for 466 fucking yards. That is insane. That is completely insane. 466 yards on that Chargers defense. I don't know what was going on, but they must have just fell asleep, let themselves. I don't know what happened, but it did not pan out. Because anytime a quarterback throws for 466 yards on you, there's a problem. You got 3 TDs, you got 1 interception. Sorry if there's extra noise. You got these jackasses outside of the house doing the goddamn maintenance on the lawn and shit, so it's kind of loud. But that definitely is a crazy game, man. The Lamb Chops versus the Seahawks, divisional game. The Rams proved to be a little bit better than I thought they would be, but they came through. They went ahead and beat the Seahawks 30-13, man. So that one I'm definitely curious to look at. Let me just take a look at these numbers real quick because I'm actually very, very curious because I didn't anticipate that. I would have thought the Seahawks would have came out and looked a lot better. But I'm going to check out the box score real quick, y'all, see what we're talking about. As soon as this loads, for some reason, whenever you're sharing tabs, it takes forever. All right, Matthew Stafford, 24 out of 38, 334 yards. He didn't throw no TDs, so that's weird. And here's all your scoring. Came from the run game. So you got Kyren Williams, 15 carries, 52 yards, 2 TDs. Cam Akers, Jesus Christ. Now, if I want y'all to notice something here. Look at the averages. 3.5, 1.3, 3.7. I don't know, man. It just Kyren Williams and Cam Akers gave y'all the 3 TDs for them. Geno Smith, 16 out of 26, only 112 yards. He had 1 TD, was sacked twice. Damn. The run game for the Seahawks was not working out. Kenneth Walker III, leading rusher, 12 carries, 64 yards, 5.3 yards per carry, which is great. Charbonnet had 3 for 11. Geno Smith 1 for 6. So yeah, man, that just tells you that's what it is. When you look at it right now, it is a situation where the Rams are pretty much brand new. They got some guy named Tutu Atwell, 6 carries, 6 catches, 119 yards. Same thing with Puka Nacua, 10 catches for 109. I don't even know who the fuck either one of these. I think I've heard of Tutu Atwell, not familiar with him. Nacua, I don't know who the fuck this is. You got Tyler Higbee there with 3 catches for 49 yards, Van with 4 for 24. So, I mean, I guess Atwell and Nacua, those are the guys for the moment, only because Cooper Kupp is out. He'll be out for the first 4 weeks. So that tells you something. That tells you that there may be a couple of question marks in Seattle when it comes down to it, because for that to be the game, that definitely was an atrocity. I definitely didn't anticipate that. Thought the Seahawks would look a lot better, and I thought the Rams would look a lot worse. So definitely a twist there. And then last game of the night, Sunday Night Football, the Cowboys went in and beat the shit out of the Giants. I called probably about maybe from the second quarter on. It was pathetic. The Giants didn't even show up. These motherfuckers could have stayed home to rather than go out there and lay a goose egg. They just looked bad, man. They couldn't get shit going. They couldn't get Saquon going. Daniel Jones couldn't get going. And I'm telling you right now, people, the Cowboys defense is for real. They are definitely for real in every way, shape, and form that you can think of. The Cowboys defense is definitely the realest of the real. And it's none but love, man. None but love. I can say that, in all honesty. John V., my brother from another mother. Locker room rant better get the fuck back on the air, damn it. I need my laughs, all right? You hear me out there, John? You, Nick, and Tony, y'all better get it together. Get back on it. I don't know what's going on. DM me if it's something that y'all need help with, whatever the case is. But I need the locker room rant back, especially for football season, baby. I love when they are on, man. What's going on, B-Dubs? James Darnell, my guy. I love that guy, man. James Darnell is very, very fucking astute with his football knowledge, man. Like that guy. He's a cool dude. So the game that we really care about, outside of all those other games I just told you about, even though we're all football fans and we all love the NFL, as I stated, I got some people outside doing, landscaping and shit right here, and he's walking away, though. Hopefully he'll get out of here, so when I talk about the Niners, that's all we really care about. But what I will tell you is we did have a game last night, folks. We definitely did. and it was flat out fucking fantastic. So, yeah. Oh, damn. The Hawks cost you $40. Yeah, man, they cost you 40 quid out there. My man James across the pond over there, man, and he's in Europe somewhere. But damn, bro, yeah, I'm sorry, man. That shit it pisses me off when I fucking bet on the team and they suck ass. It definitely hurts. So, game of the week, the 49ers versus the Steelers. A lot of people were calling this a trap game, and a lot of people had us necessarily losing this game in general. Now, me personally, I definitely didn't have us losing this game whatsoever. I never felt like it was a trap game. I felt like we should go out there and kick their fucking teeth in, and that's what we do. So, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely going to be a beautiful thing when it comes down to it, trying to make sure this thing gets to sharing. Boom, there it is. It's coming along, y'all. Sorry, man. You know, I gotta shut this damn thing down, man, because the internet be bullshitting with this laptop whenever it stays on for too long for some damn reason. I don't know. But either way, we got the stats up. We're gonna take a look at it. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna figure this out. This was actually a really good game. Great game to watch. Very happy for us and what we did. Brock the Glock Purdy, 19 for 29, 220 yards, 2 TDs. 91.3 QBR, 111.3 rating. CMC, 22 carries for 152 yards, 1 TD. His longest run was 65 yards. People, let me tell you right now, that 65-yard run was a thing of beauty, okay? The blocking, just everything worked out on that play. So first thing is CMC comes right up the gut. He's following his blockers. Everything's working out. Boom, he gets hit, bounces off that shit. As soon as BA sees that he bounces off of the would-be tackle, he turns around, boom, bullies the defensive back. Next thing you know, Ray looks up. Oh shit, he's coming. Boom, bullies the defensive back. And what do you have? You have CMC in the end zone doing what the fuck he does. And I love it, man. CMC ran wild yesterday. There's only a few times where he got stopped. We did have another opportunity to score. We had a goal line situation, but CMC tried to go over the top. I forgot who it is. Shout out to the Packers linebacker that stopped that shit because he basically spun CMC almost as Elway was spun in the fucking Super Bowl. Only difference is Elway spun enough to actually get the ball over to break the plane. CMC did not. So it was definitely, a great game. We went out there. We did some things. We made some stuff happen. Brock took 3 sacks in that game. But the cool thing is you wanted to see him. You don't want him to get sacked because you never want your quarterback to get hit. But the thing is he got up, and there was no problems. There was no pain. You didn't see him wincing. You didn't see him holding his arm, none of that. He got up. He did what he was supposed to do and took those 3 sacks. Now, to tell you the truth, talking about that, who were those 3 sacks on? Unfortunately, it was Colt McKivitz. This was what we were worried about as Niner fans, strictly based on the fact that we didn't know how well he was going to hold up against TJ Watt. And TJ Watt, in the first quarter, he didn't really have a good, Colton was kind of winning the battle a little bit. But we all anticipated it wasn't going to take TJ Watt long to get back into rare form. And believe me, he showed the fuck up. Okay, Colt McKivitz wound up getting ate up the rest of the game, and hopefully he can fix that. Hopefully Forrester goes in there and helps work with him on his, his skills and whatnot to continue to retool and refine them. But he was definitely a liability yesterday in pass coverage. It was definitely very unfortunate. He didn't do too bad in the run game. I'm not gonna knock him there, but yeah, he was not doing very well in the pass coverage. So. Then you look at it, Brock had 3 rushes for 20 yards, 6 yards of carry. Elijah Mitchell barely played. He only got 5 touches, so he didn't get a lot of burn in this game. Debo had a couple touches. I do not recall Sam Darnold ever coming into the fucking game for any reason. Maybe I just stopped paying attention, but I definitely don't recall Sam Darnold's dumbass being in the game. I don't know why. But either way, minus 2 yards rushing, exactly why I don't care for him. But then when you look at it on the receiving end, I told y'all all off season, prepare for the coming of Brandon Ayuk. He is here. He is not playing. He is ready to put the league on notice. Brandon Ayuk told you last night how the fuck he feels about your respect. He don't care about it. He could give two fucks about it. That's what he told you. And I'm telling you, he meant every single word of that. And I love it. He's like, you know what, at this point, I don't care about respect. I'm going to go out here and do my job and get my motherfucking money. Y'all don't want to put me on the top 100? So what? Y'all don't want to talk about me in the top 10, top 5 receivers in the league? So what? No one cares. You don't have to talk about me. I'll let my play do the talking. And that's the kind of guy that you want on your squad, because that dude will always deliver week in and week out, because he's not focused on what the media is saying about him. He's focused on going out there and handling his business. Now, remember what I just told y'all. Brock Purdy had 220 yards. 129 of them went to BA. 55 to Deebo Samuel. 19 to George Kittle. 17 to CMC. No one else caught anything. Brandon Ayuk was perfect. 8 for 8. He caught everything that Purdy threw at him. 129 yards, 2 TDs. The man averaged 16 yards a goddamn catch. Like, I'm sorry. And, shout out Pat Peterson. Hey, man, you was up there talking all that shit, running your mouth. How I'm going to get my pick, and you ain't this, you ain't that. And what happened? BA lit your ass up. I don't know what you had to say after the game. I definitely would like to find the presser to be able to share it with the world, because I want to know what you was going to say and what you was doing, because you got your ass handed to you on the field. I am so sorry. That's exactly what the fuck happened. You got broke the fuck off, period. So shout out BA, shout out CMC, the usual suspects out there doing what we do. And Brock Purdy did have 2 fumbles. He lost one. One he recovered. It was actually fantastic how he recovered it, because TJ Watt had basically sacked him. It was almost like a strip sack, but the ball was pinned right under the small of Brock Purdy's back. So he put his hand on it and held on to it. So when they gave their review for it, it basically was like, hey, he's still technically had possession of the ball, because TJ Watt kind of tried to snatch it out after the fact. So we lucked out on that one, but he did lose another one. It kind of is what it is on that. We really don't have much control. CMC lost, had a fumble, but we recovered that, so we're okay there. When it comes to the defense, Deommodore Lenoir, he led the team with 10 tackles, but he also had several penalties. He's got to clean that up. We can't have those penalties. Those penalties that Deommodore Lenoir had gotten were helping to extend drives for the Steelers. Can't have that shit. Got to clean that up. Fred Warner. Definitely was out there flying around doing his thing. Drake Greenlaw doing his thing. My boy, Talanoa Hufanga, I'm 150% sure that the damn Steelers fans thought it was Polamalu on the fucking field. That is just the craziest thing in the world ever. I know for a fact, because it worked out. BC in the house. Brian Cope, his man was on fire yesterday. He loves him some Jake fucking Moody. And definitely Moody was working yesterday. He did his goddamn thing. So all of the yips in the preseason are gone, at least for this first game. He did what he was supposed to do. He was perfect. He didn't miss shit. I love it. But we'll get to Jake Moody in a second, Brian. I know that's your dude, man. Nick Bosa, he comes in. He's back. He only had 2 tackles. Cleveland Farrell, 2 tackles. But basically, what I can say is there were 5 sacks from the defense. It was a thing of beauty. I love to see Kenny Pickett just flying to the ground. That made my day. There were things inside of me that just made me very happy. You know what I'm saying? It's that warm, fuzzy moment. You know what I mean? And when I see a sack, that's how I feel. So 1 sack by Javon Hargrave, new pickup. I love it.
Your pick.
He did himself a nice little right pick. Give me a second.
I'm taking.
There we go. So once again, Javon Hargrave, he comes out. He has his first sack as a 49er in the first game. I love it. Next thing we had, the other sack went to, where'd it go? It was Kerry Hyder Jr. Kerry Hyder had a sack. Now, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I told y'all about 2 people this offseason, BA. And the other person I told y'all about was Drake fucking Jackson. DJ went off. Go DJ, cause that my DJ. Go DJ, cause that my DJ. I'm telling you right now, the beauty of it is we have the same initials. I'm Deion Johnson. He is Drake Jackson. We're still both DJs. And I'm 100% sure somebody in his life at some point called him DJ. But I can tell you right now, DJ was in the backfield killing Kenny Pickett. And I told y'all about Drake Jackson. A lot of people were going out saying, oh, man, we should go get this person. We should go get that person. I stuck to my guns, as I always do. I told y'all about Drake Jackson. He came in, Kenny Pickett, 3 sacks on the day. I love it. And he didn't even start. They started Farrell opposite of Bosa. So if that's the case and y'all want to keep pissing Drake Jackson up, not putting him in the starting lineup, please do it every game. Because if he going to come out and do that shit, that's all I care about. His pass rush was relentless. The extra weight didn't slow him down one bit. That man came out, showed up, and showed out. I loved every second of it. I kept telling people Drake Jackson was coming along, and y'all thought I was bullshitting. I'm telling you right now, Drake Jackson is a monster. So, when it comes down to it, we had 2 interceptions. Shout out to Charizard, a.k.a. Mooney Ward. Mooney came in, bow, interception, beautiful. Talanoa Hufanga, interception, bow, right off the tip drill. Shout out Fred Warner, man. I know he's heartbroken. He had another interception pretty much right in the hip pocket. That motherfucker landed like right here, but it bounced off and it fell. I know he was pissed about that, but it kind of is what it is. You just gotta let that one go, Fred. You'll get another one. But that tip drill worked out. Now the beauty of the tip drill play was Huff catches the ball. So he's running back on the interception. He sees he's about to get blasted by a lineman. He was trying to lateral it, but when I watched the play, Gip was moving too fast in front of him, so it was a forward pass, so you couldn't do that to him. So it does suck, but either way, it still was definitely a great thing, man. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to give our offense probably about an A minus. And the only reason I'm not going to give him an A plus is because though we had a great game, though BA showed out, though he did what he did, still at some point, unfortunately, things didn't necessarily pan out the way that we wanted them to. As far as like us having like a super explosion of like a 500-600 yard thing, you know what I'm saying? Purdy throws like 7 TDs or something like that. Of course, that's completely outrageous. Make it more realistic, like 4 TDs. So we had a great game. Everything was working. Everything was moving. You know what I'm saying? We did exactly what we were supposed to do. Jake Moody was money, 3 for 3 on his field goals. You know what I'm saying? He didn't miss his extra points. He did what he was supposed to do. First, I got to go back to this. Mitch fucking Wisnowski pinning these motherfuckers inside of their 10. He was balling yesterday. So all of that, it was weird. Our kickers, our punter and our kicker in the preseason were kind of scaring us. And then they come into the season. The next thing you know, they just in rare fucking form. Worked out for me. Hey, shout out Mitch Wish. And even though it got called back on a penalty, shout out Mitch Wish again. Fake fucking field goal? What? That was gangster. I love every second of it, man. That tells me that Kyle is trying to open the door. I'll give him a little bit of credit for that. Y'all know how I feel about him. But either way, game was done very well. The only thing I could say that I would think, honestly, is probably split the carries a little more evenly between CMC and Mitchell. You know, I know it's hard with Mitchell because any and every time that man goes into a game, he winds up getting injured. But this game, he did not. Actually, we came out of this game with no injuries. We came out unscathed, so we were okay. But that was probably the only, the only thing that I can say is probably split the carries a little more between Mitchell and CMC. But we did our thing, baby. We definitely did our thing. And people are not, they know what's really going on over here. Excuse me really quick. I'm so sorry. I had to burp. Had to let that one out there. Take a sip of this tea. So, really quickly, y'all. As a bettor, you demand perfection, and MyBookie delivers. NFL, college football, and a brand new cash out program give you options to bet and win all season long. First 2 legs of your parlay hit, cash out early, use the funds on another bet, or let it ride for a chance at a bigger payday. Join the MyBookie family for an entire season filled with odds boosts, free bets, and super contests. To get started, go to mybookie.ag now and register for an account free. When you're ready to make your first deposit, just use promo code HIVE. That's HIVE right behind me as you can see it, HIVE, to grab a welcome bonus on the house. That's promo code HIVE to claim your deposit bonus for a limited time, a free chip to use in the MyBookie casino. You can bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. So just had to do a little PSA right there. You know what I'm saying? We got a shout out to the sponsors. Shout out to MyBookie. They looking real good out there, man. That's where you got to go if you want to do any of your sports betting. Continue to keep going there because that is exactly where it is. So back to our game here. I'm going to share the screen again. So flip side of the ball, let's take a look at the Steelers. Kenny Pickett, 31 of 46, 232 yards, 1 TD, 2 interceptions, was sacked 5 times. Love that. Najee Harris, not really a factor. 6 carries, 31 yards. They threw the ball 46 times and ran the ball 10 times. Maybe they didn't pay attention to what was going on in our preseason, but if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers, I don't want to throw against Niners. I want to run against Niners. You know why? That Y9 has a weakness. It's right up the gut. People were gashing us up the gut all preseason long. I have no idea how the Pittsburgh Steelers did not see that, did not prepare for it, and did not try it. So, mind you, Najee Harris did have, 6 carries for 31 yards. So that's 5.2 yards a carry. That's great, but they just didn't use them. It was 46. It was lopsided. 46 passes to 10 runs. That's really, really lopsided. For us, it was the opposite. It was 34 runs to 29 throws. So we were a little bit closer to being even. Honestly, if you take away the Deebo Samuel and the Sam Darnold, you know what I'm saying, that puts us right at 30. So we were pretty even on offense and defense. They were not. They were heavy on the pass, light on the run. Why that is, I do not know. So for them, Allen Robinson, 5 catches, 64 yards. Deontay Johnson, 3 catches for 48 yards. Calvin Austin, 6 for 37. Pickens, 5 for 36. Like, they were just nickel and dime as much as they could, but they couldn't really get much. The only person who scored was Pat Freiermuth, and that was the only catch he had. He had 3 other targets, didn't catch shit. So we were doing great on our defense. Then when you come in and you look at it, now, oddly enough, I didn't hear his name called very much. Even though he's an ex-49er, he did lead the team in tackles. Quan Alexander, he had 9 tackles for them. Their 3 sacks came from the exact same player, TJ Watt. And that is why I was saying Colton McKivitz got 8 the fuck up. And that's bad. So that means we're going to have help with Colton McKivitz. And Kittle, depending on the team that we're playing and what the level of pass rush is, we may have to have Kittle be more of a blocker than a pass catcher because of the weakness of Colton McKivitz. So we may or may not see that, people. I don't know. But that would be my guess, only strictly because it would only make sense for us to do things, in that manner. It would definitely, help us out, making sure that we don't wind up continually having, elite pass rushers just eat our defense alive. That would definitely suck. So for the rest of for Pittsburgh, basically, I give them I give Pittsburgh as a team, I give them like a solid D-. They scored once, which is nice. You know what I'm saying? It's nice to score, but you didn't score anymore. You went heavy on the pass. That did not work out for you because there were 2 interceptions and 5 sacks that you took. You barely ran the ball. I have no idea why they did not utilize Najee Harris as they should have. Najee would have had at least 15 carries in this game at a minimum. I'd have given him at least 15. Hell, we fed Christian 22. And the only thing about that is, I'll say this: I don't want Kyle running CMC into the ground. It's nice that he's in there. It's nice that he has the longevity, but CMC has had a few little nicks and scrapes throughout his career, and I don't want that to happen here. I want him to have, just a small amount of carries to be able to supplement, do what he's supposed to do, show us who he is, make the plays that he makes, and then just keep going. But we have other backs. We have Elijah Mitchell. We have J.P. Mason, all of those guys. So we got people to be able to back him up. So make sure you spell him properly. That way he doesn't get run into the ground. 22 carries by any stretch of the imagination is not an overwhelming amount of carries, but still, just got to, we got to monitor that. So if you're asking me for a defensive grade, defense gets an A, an A++++. We had 2 interceptions. We had 5 sacks. There was consistent pressure on Kenny Pickett. He never got into a rhythm where he did anything solid. We did what we were supposed to do. Defense looked good. Outside of the penalties by Diamondo Lenore, that was the only thing that I said we have to clean up. Other than that, we look fucking fantastic. Pittsburgh Steelers, you got a lot of question marks. You need to figure out some shit because it didn't make sense that y'all went that lopsided with y'all pass to run ratio. It was heavy on the pass, light on the run. I have no idea why you expected Kenny Pickett to come out against San Francisco 49 and throw the ball 46 times and have any kind of fucking success because he didn't. He threw more interceptions than he did touchdowns, and he didn't have time. He wasn't comfortable in the pocket. So that tells me possibility you got to look at your O-line, shape that up. Get that right. You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, run the ball. Najee Harris is not some fucking guy that just stands still. The guy can do some shit. I'm telling you right now. I saw him run last year. He's no slouch. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely is a little bit of a different situation, but hopefully they get things fixed and they can make stuff work out for them. It'll definitely be great. So then when you look at it from a team standpoint, we had 22 first downs. They had 15, 13 on the pass, 8 on the run. You know what I mean? Third down efficiency. We were 6 of 13. They were 5 for 15. So we're pretty close in that. Not too bad. We went for it on 4th down. Got it. Love that. We ran 66 plays. They ran 61. Almost 400 yards. We had 391 yards, 12 total drives. You know what I'm saying? We scored on pretty much most of our drives. Like I said, the penalties, 11 for 85 yards. We cannot have that. Can't be giving away free yardage like that or taking steps back while we're on the field. We have to be smarter about this. We had 11 for 85. Now, they had 6 for 60. So, can't say that's too bad. They had 2 turnovers, obviously. So, those are some things that we just have to make sure that we're working on. You know what I mean? And it works out for us as a team because we just have to continue to get better. We got to look at those penalties, figure out what they are, clean them up, and get better. So when you take a look at it, honestly, look at us. Touchdown, field goal, touchdown, field goal. Let's see, punt. Then we went to the end of the half. So the first half was great. And then the second half comes. It was touchdown. Then we punt. We fumble, punt, field goal, end of game. So that tells you the second half wasn't as great as the first half. It's just that we got to clean these up. We can't have these types of situations. We can't have a punt, then a fumble, and then another punt, and then a field goal. We have to be trying our best to score on each of our possessions. The end of game thing I don't care about because that was the end of the game. There's no point to be trying to run out there and score points, especially when you don't need them. But this right here, this little string of plays, including this field goal, the reason that I don't like that is strictly based on the fact that that's Kyle. When he starts winning, he gets too conservative, and I don't care for that. Don't get conservative. You know what I'm saying? You got conservative in the Super Bowl years ago, and it cost us the Super Bowl. Don't do that. Just clean up the penalties. Make sure that we have that option to be able to get out there, do whatever we need to do, and keep things going in the right way. I love what you're doing when it comes to the offense. What's going on, Rick Diaz? It's great. You know what I'm saying? Okay. My bad, fellas. See, I was saying it wasn't a fake. It was blocked because he was offsides. It dropped to Mitch. I got it. Okay. Either way, even if it wasn't a fake, shout out Mitch Wisnowski. That's what rugby will get you, people. Rugby is a rough sport. Mitch Wisnowski is a rough human being. He does not worry about taking hits or giving them out. Man did his thing. I appreciate it. Just clean up the fouls. Got to make sure Lenore gets back on his shit and gets that right. But other than that, it just it's a situation, man, where we had a hell of a game. We did exactly what we were supposed to do. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I love what I saw yesterday from the team. Once again, tonight you got Monday Night Football. Everybody keep your eyes peeled for that. Definitely watch the game. Take the time in, get relaxed. You got Buffalo and the Jets. That's supposed to be a serious game. We'll see if Buffalo ever decides to get a run game going. And we'll see how the Jets look with Aaron Rodgers. He went like he did, and he brought all his homies with him. There's Randall Cobb, there's Alan Lazard, and all of his friends and whatnot. But you still got Breece Hall. I think the Jets have another viable receiver. I can't remember his name right now. But of course, you got the Bills and their requisite weapons, all of the things that they bring to the table. Salah's got the Jets defense humming. He has had them going well since he's been there. It's just been that offense that has been the weakness of the Jets team. Now, when you have a better quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, still teetering with the elite moniker there, he definitely works out fairly well. Yeah, man, it's great that we went out there and we did what we did and we imposed our will. You know what I'm saying? We've got to continue to keep that rolling. I believe we are headed home next week. Let me double check because I do believe that is what's going on. Give me just a second. And I'm just doing it on my app for the Niners. So, yeah, we are – oh, no. We go out to Levi South, and we got to go out there and kick the Rams' teeth in. So that'll be fine. The cool thing about that is the only person we have to really worry about is Aaron Donald. Cooper Kupp doesn't exist because he's out for 4 weeks. He ain't going to be playing. Like I said, the Nacua guy and Tutu Atwell seem to be his favorite targets at this point, and we just have to shut those dudes down. Atwell maybe a little bit. Nacua, I don't really know much about him, but, hey, he had a damn good game. Stafford saw fit to go ahead and feed him some targets. So, I mean, either way, Kyle Shanahan always beats Sean McVay. That's pretty much is a home game. I'm telling you right now, James, when I watched the game yesterday, it looked like a home game too. We rented out the fucking stadium. We rented out the stadium. These motherfuckers left. They were leaving early because I don't know how many people were there. So shout out to the AC Niner Empire. They sent a few people out to Pittsburgh doing that. Shout out to Breezy, I believe Mose, Peachy. I think Ty Austin went to the game. I believe Terradome went to the game. So there was so many people there, man, just Niner fans, content creators, everybody just went to the game. I love it. It was definitely awesome to see all of us there represented. And there was a lot of red in that stadium, baby, a whole lot of red. And I loved every second of it, man. It's beautiful. So congrats to everybody, that went to the game, was able to, stay there, hang out, watch us, give the Steelers that ass whooping. I'll be back next week, but I'll be back later tonight with my guys from the Forever Faithful podcast and my guy Beto from Niners Sickness podcast. We'll be on at 7:30. I'm going to get out of here and get my chill on for a little bit before I got to go to work. But thank everybody for coming through and hanging out with your boy. This has just been a recap of the game and a recap of the games that happened. Continue to try to do that and take a look at better things. Definitely going to be able to do it. Oh, Jawan Powell, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through. Not sure if you're a subscriber, but if you are not, hit that subscribe button. Keep your post notifications on. I'll keep you up to date on any and everything. We got this. But other than that, everybody, once again, nothing but love to everybody who showed up and anybody who watches this video. Thank you so much. Make sure you hit the like button. Continue to hit that subscribe button. If you're betting, remember, mybookie.ag. That's the place to bet. That's the place to get your money. That's the place to make your money at the end of the day. And hopefully no team loses again and screws my boy James Darnell out of his money. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. Appreciate everybody for hanging out with your boy. I'm out this joint. Peace.